And then one of the boys...
And what I'm saying is, like, I'll pay 1 silver per 100 for up to 1,000 sheets.
And then the boys with the real handbill start grousing about how that's unfair, because now they're getting paid more.
And Riot smiles at them and says, take it up with Hatches then. I agree it's unfair. I'm paying the proper rate. If you want a better rate than what some nobody in Siggles can pay, it sounds like you better talk to Harris.
And there's a lot of grousing and grumbling. Do you send them on their way at this point?
I send them on the way with 10 silver for the 1,000 fake handbills they're distributing.
Well, I mean, just the boys with the real ones for now.
Yeah.
That's all you're giving them? Just, I'm done with you? That's it? Don't fight outside my church again?
Take it up with Hedges.
Okay. You have absolutely made these poor little hive children, these just Dickensian, plagued, horrible children, very, very happy. So you give them 10 silver to disperse amongst themselves?
Yep.
Okay. And I mean, for the next several weeks, there are just a plague of these handbills sweeping all around this area of Sigil. What do you do with the 2 bills that you took?
I think I'm going to hang them on the wall of my office.
Just hang them up?
She's got a cork board.
So who is going with Izena to perform this act of charity, and what is the act of charity?
Is when Liberation says that, Nath will agree. Sure, but give me an hour. I wasn't prepared to do a lot of work in public today. I need some magical preparations. Mahogany, come with me. I'll be right back.
That was an amazing sound effect.
I dropped my dice. Sorry. I have these giant D20s that I fidget with, and I just dropped one.
And Mahogany says, I'll come after you in a minute. Just give me a second.
All right, I'll leave the rat hole.
Let's just leave now. We don't need him.
And as soon as I'm out of the rat hole, I'll put on the Ring of Mind shielding and start attuning to it.
Okay. So that's you want to finish attuning to this ring before...
Yeah, and I also was hoping to take Mahogany for a walk back to his shop and try and figure out if he was actually charmed.
So Mahogany, what do you have in mind as far as an act of charity for this woman to perform?
Something stupid and self-damaging.
What do you suggest?
Let's just walk into the hive with a bunch of money and start giving it out.
She says that she doesn't have any money.
And I say, oh, Liberation has money.
Kelian, are you still with them?
Yeah, I'm still in this rat hole.
She says that she has an idea, but she's not sure whether or not it counts as charity. Now,
Go for it.
She's gonna... Mahogany, you are automatically on board with whatever comes out of her mouth next.
Mm-hmm.
Kelian, it's up to you.
Okay.
Liberation... She's not saying this in front of you. How long did you stay in the rat hole before
I probably
parting
would
ways?
have. Let's just say because it's funnier. I stepped out of the rat hole with Nath
Okay.
because it's funnier this way.
And I'll start talking to you, and I'm going to make an insight check to see if I can figure out if you're charmed.
Liberation can't be charmed.
Absolutely not. I can't be charmed.
Well,
No.
he can, but he can just say no.
Yeah.
She.
I can be charmed for like a minute.
I'm assuming she's already tried that and failed.
Yeah.
She had to move on. She
What's
says
taking him
that
so long?
an act of charity is doing something good, right?
Sure.
And that there are many evil people in Sigil.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that destroying an evil person would be an act of good.
Makes sense to me.
So they
Future
should
good.
They should find somebody who's evil and destroy them. And she's very good at destroying people.
Okay, yeah, let's go do it. Wait, you're not evil though, right?
She absolutely is not evil, is what she tells you.
Oh, okay.
Kelian, what are your designs on this? She's very, very interested in Kelian. I mean, Mahogany, you see her, you get a little bit of the jellies. She's casting hungry glances over at his perfect golden skin and his Adonis-like muscles.
Mahogany starts shifting to look a little bit more like Kelian.
And Kelian shakes his head no.
Here's what that looks like. Like, Kelian is the perfectly bronze, suntan Adonis. Mahogany's the guy who bought the orange stuff and just rubbed it on.
Mahogany starts to look like a caricature of Kelian.
So what are Kelian's design on this operation? What is his goal here?
You've picked the weirdest thing for Kelian, right? Because Kelian has no problem with murder, but he doesn't want the succubus murdering on behalf of Mahogany. So you put him in a really weird spot where he's just like, no, we're not killing people today.
What makes today different?
Now, did he say that out loud, or is...
Yeah, he would say that out loud.
Wait, she said, I didn't say kill. I said destroy. She says to merely kill an evil person is, I would assume, not an act of charity. But to ruin an evil person should be a great act of good.
See, there you go, Kelian. You love ruining people.
Now keep in mind, Kelian, the heist that we're planning, right?
Yeah, I know. I have not forgotten.
Kelian's very, very deftly spinning 2 plates right now.
Kelian's constantly thinking, how do I turn these 2 plates into 1 plate?
When you put it like that.
I'm not there, but I'm just going to point out, Rowan Darkwood didn't kill Kelian. Rowan Darkwood destroyed Kelian earlier in the game.
Yeah, but I'm sure Rowan Darkwood can destroy a succubus, so...
Does Kelian make another suggestion after he shoots that first one down?
Yeah, Kelian makes... Kelian his suggestion is, hey, if you really want to destroy somebody, I've got just the person. God, no, this is such an evil act.
Who do you suggest?
The person we're planning to do the heist from. The person we're planning to heist from.
That's neutral at worst.
Is that...
But they're a slaver, so whatever. Right? Back me up here, Liberation.
Slavers are evil.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And she's very excited to be part of this heist. If you suggest you know the perfect person to destroy...
This is gonna go no problem, just like the last time we stole something.
Yeah.
We got away with it then, too.
I need to
Riot
step away for 2 minutes. So, I think it's about time to start discussing what this heist is going to be.
Yeah.
So when I come back, we'll go into the details on that. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I like how Riot and Kelian were having this discussion about, like, well, we need to keep this heist small because our exit strategy really only works for 2 people. And now Kelian has involved himself, Riot, a succubus, Mahogany, and Liberation.
A charmed Mahogany, let's be clear.
Right.
Just to get into even worse of an idea.
Boy, that escalated quickly. It's not how I saw this going at all.
The funniest thing is that I have a +8 to wisdom saves. I just rolled really badly.
That's pretty bad, yeah. So we thought the session was going to be about finding Jade Bull.
And it still might, but...
Well, the next adventure is going to be about that.
Who's to say we can't steal from Jade Bull?
I'm going to go to the head real quick. I'll be right back.
part of Riot's pitch, or part of Kelian's pitch to Riot on this is all parties in this are now placated. Like, you've got Liberation sicking his succubus on this slaver, and we're making out with all the profits.
And Riot, of course, her first question, hearing Kelian, any pitch of Kelian is, and what's in it for you?
Same as you, the money.
No, we had the money. I mean, we had a plan before. Now something has changed, and I want to know how it benefits you.
It's not important. Not important. The plan hasn't changed. It's just everyone is now placated, and
one person isn't. How does it benefit you?
Riot knows Kelian so very well.
Kelian doesn't say anything, but he just kind of lowers his eyes, lifts his eyebrows. I would say, you know.
Yeah, I know. I want to hear you say it. I want to hear those stupid words from your mouth.
All right, fine. I want to sleep with her, so there you go.
Great.
Are we gonna? Because now would be the perfect time. Because I don't think anybody's explained this, but now would be a perfect time for somebody to point out that she's a creature of actual evil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
No,
think
she said she wasn't.
That's true. So,
Kelian knows that. That doesn't really need to be said.
And Riot just shakes his head and says, "I hope you got protection, man."
I think we're all going to find out.
Cast protection from evil.
I think we're all going to find out together.
So who is the target of this heist?
We think we're going with somebody from Liberation's list. So one of the people who was rich enough to buy a person.
Okay.
Yes.
And I figure what Riot has been doing all this other shenanigans has been going on is trying to identify who the richest person on that list is.
Okay. A lot of the wealth in Sigil would be more accurately described as like station or status. So are you looking for somebody who is super rich that you can really embarrass and humiliate, or are you looking for somebody who actually has the cold hard assets, like in a vault in their house?
Somebody who actually has assets.
With the cold hard assets.
Okay. Make a couple rolls on my end. Bear with me 1 second. And what is the plan?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to come up with a plan, huh?
Yeah.
The plan is we were talking about a distraction, weren't we?
Yeah.
Plan was to get them out of the house with some BS, and I think that was going to be Riot's job.
Yeah.
And then while they're out of the house and while they're busy with something else, Kelian was going to go in with Riot's handy haversack and stuff
what he could into the sack, yeah.
As many assets as he could.
Okay.
Notably, there is no place in this plan for anybody except for these two people.
We have a backup succubus now, so.
But also notably is you wanted to target somebody who, rumor has it, keeps a literal vault in their house filled with valuables.
Right.
So once you get into the house, once you charm your way in with a distraction or whatever you're going to use, what's your plan for getting into the vault?
The succubus might be our distraction, and then Riot will go in with Kelian.
Okay. Riot, make me 2 Arcana checks, and just let me know how much you succeed each one by.
What's the DC on these?
DC is going to be 12.
Okay.
So an hour later, when Liberation and Nath get back to the rat hole and no one's there, Liberation just looks at Nath. Or Nath just looks at Liberation. This isn't good.
Yeah.
I failed the second one. I succeeded the first one by 8.
By 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Unless you're going to go full risk with your reconnaissance, by which I mean actually find a way into the house before the day of to scope out this vault, all you have to go on is just hearsay and intuition. So you're probably going to need some way to bypass the physical door itself, and you can probably count on some kind of magical protection. Some of which you have knowledge of because you've dealt with before.
Right. Riot's pretty confident that she can deal with it, whatever's in there. She's got invisibility, she's got Nath, she's got a bunch of different ways to bypass magical things.
Okay.
She got dispel magic, so on and so forth.
Roll 1d10.
Two.
2. Putting all of this information together took Riot about 3 days.
Okay.
So, sometime after those 3 days is when when Kelian is trying to sell you on your distraction succubus.
Okay. Riot is reluctant at first, but can think of a couple reasons why it might be fun for her to go inside instead of solely acting as a distraction. And I think that we can fit her into the plan fairly easily.
I knew you'd come aboard.
Now, what's he doing here? And Riot points to Mahogany.
I think he's charmed. I don't
You know it, and Mahogany looks over at the succubus.
So when is this going to actually all go down? When is D-Day?
I don't see reason to wait a long time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why wait?
Okay.
Yeah.
Kelian. Well,
sir.
let me ask, what is Mahogany's role in the heists?
Yeah, what is Mahogany's role?
Because he's there.
Yeah, he is there.
And he...
to
I know how to cast Ice Storm.
worked out so well last time. His role... His role is to...
His role. Mahogany's role.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
I mean, if he doesn't have one, we can you just tell him you don't have a role, and we'll send him away.
Yeah, but he won't go away, right? Just send him away. We really need to dispel the charm on him, because once the charm is dispelled, might be okay.
Izena suggests that perhaps he would be most useful in making sure that your other companions, the two from the shelter that hate her,
As opposed to the one standing right here who hates you.
Mahogany scowls.
his job can be to make sure that they stay far away, to go keep them occupied or distracted in some way, to ensure that they don't show up and spoil the heist halfway through.
Sure, that sounds like a really good idea. Nath spoiled my last thing I had going.
So she's running this idea by Riot and Kelian.
Yeah, I know.
Except she's not. What she's really saying is, wouldn't this be a good idea? And then Mahogany's going to go and do it because Mahogany's a cipher.
Yeah.
She hasn't told Mahogany to do anything yet.
Um.
I can't really think of a good reason for Mahogany to be here.
Neither can I. That's the problem.
Then Izena turns to Mahogany and says, then, very well, you could ensure that your other companions don't find out about this and ruin it.
So you want me to make sure that they don't find out about this?
She nods.
Okay.
That they stay far away, that you serve to distract or occupy their time.
Wait, you want them to go far away?
She nods.
Okay.
Distract, not far away. Kelian interjects. Wind up in the Beastlands.
So you're going to use the Succubus as a distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will let one of you make the rolls for this heist. First roll I'm going to need is a Charisma Deception. You can make this at advantage because obviously Izena is helping you with this. And what do you tell her to do with this person?
To do her thing, to woo this person, charm them, and then, quote unquote, destroy them.
Okay.
What is your plan to destroy them? Kelian looks at her.
And she tells you... She puts her hand on the side of Kelian's face and brushes the hair away from his ear and leans in close and says that she wouldn't want to trouble your glowing celestial heart with such trivialities.
Nah, I want to know.
She says she's going to ensure that this man never commits another evil act inside of Sigil.
So,
All
Kelian,
right.
do you want me to make the rolls, or do you want you to? Because, I'm going to be good at some of this stuff, and you're probably going to be good at some of this stuff.
The first roll I need is a Charisma Deception. You can make this
Deception.
at advantage.
Yeah. I have a plus 14 to deception, but
Oh.
I still think you're better than that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've got a plus 15.
But don't make this roll until you're actually ready to send her in. Until you're satisfied
right.
with her answer.
Like, the question I'm asking you is how much... You can draw this person's attention, and that's fine, but are you going to draw the attention of, like, the hard heads? Like, how...
She says that there will be no eyes on her save for those that she asks for. That this person will be removed from Sigil, will never return, and will suffer forever. She whispers this into Kelian's ear. All of his wealth and holdings will be yours. And then you can distribute it to do charitable works all throughout Sigil. And this, she says, will hold her contract to liberation complete.
Sure. All right.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm the good kind of Aasimar. You're totally right.
All right, Charisma Deception is the first roll I need.
Okay, here we go.
You can make this at advantage because you have a
Oh,
Succubus.
that's right. Though, come on here. Oh, well. Yeah, the second one was terrible. But instead, let's go with the 33.
Okay, yeah, go with the 33. I would too. Any number with 2 3s is good because one of them looks like boobs and the other one looks like a butt. So
Win-win.
So the Succubus requests that the owner of this manse that you're going to break into spend some alone time with her. And he falls all over himself for the first hour or two that they're together, regaling her with gifts and dressing her up in pretty things. And eventually, from wherever your vantage point is, waiting for them to leave, you see a very expensive carriage come up to the house with well-brushed horses carrying it, which is a luxury in the streets of Sigil that few can afford. And they come out of the house, and notably, you can't see her wings when she comes out. She's falling over him. They're each holding a half-sloshed glass of champagne. And they stumble their way into this carriage, which takes them down the street. Second question is, what is the plan for any servants you find in the house? Are you going to try to stay out of their sight the whole time? Are you going to try to incapacitate them somehow? Is Kelian just going to stack them up and light them on fire?
When you say servants, you don't actually, you don't mean slaves, right?
No, butlers,
Okay.
maids, cooks.
Just making sure.
No, you guys cheated him out of his hard-earned slave.
Well, I don't know if he had more than one. It's just the guy, anyway.
Yeah.
Kelian, I ask him, now that he's gone, presumably forever, how would you like to just be that guy and we'll waltz in and take all of this stuff?
Yeah. All right.
All right.
All right. Yeah. All right.
I'll cast sending on, or not sending, seeming.
Okay. So, Riot, you're not going in. You're sending Kelian in to...
No, we're both going in.
You're going in together.
I think the plan is to transform me into the owner,
Mhm.
and Riot is now my latest floozy.
Right.
Okay. So is the plan to bluff your way past the servants then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that the plan is, we're going to go in. He's going to introduce me as the quote-unquote latest floozy, my new mistress or whatever, and go and ask his servants to come help him retrieve some gifts for the new lady. And then he'll follow the servants up to wherever he keeps all these expensive gifts, and that's when we'll rob the place blind.
Okay.
Once we learn the location of the good cash.
Go ahead and quickly make another deception, charisma deception.
Mm-hmm.
You can make this at advantage because you've got your seeming. What this check is doing is this bluffing your way past things that you should already know, like the layout of the house and that sort of thing.
Oh no, this is only an 18.
Okay.
It's assassin-made attacks.
Once inside the house, you have two choices here. Either you can make a intelligence investigation roll at advantage. This signifies the two of you working together to figure out the location of the most valuables and how to get in, etc. Or you can each make separate checks, which signifies you two splitting up and doing this work separately.
Yeah. What's your investigation like?
+2.
Yep, same. I think we want to go for the aided one.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. All right.
It's way better than the last roll. It's a 19.
Okay. There's a lot of finery in this house. There's a lot of pretty things that could be taken and sold easily. But we're talking nickel and dime kind of stuff. We're talking maybe 1,000 gold pieces worth of stuff if you stripped the walls and sold the silverware and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
However, you have heard rumors this man has an actual vault filled with treasure. And so he does. And you manage to find a secret door. A trap door in the floor underneath a rug in an unused room that just has less valuable goods in it. Leading down into a very well-stocked cellar with lots of different booze. And in that cellar, you find the vault door itself. So the next roll, the last information gathering roll I need, Riot, you need to make me an intelligence arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelian has no way to help you with this.
Right.
This is on you.
That's a 19.
19.
19's a good number tonight.
There's a lot of mid-level protective magics on this door. The most dangerous one that you glean is that it has a very powerful suggestive spell, which must have cost many hundreds of gold for this man to hire somebody to come and place it, where if you try to open the door, you will feel a strong compulsion to immediately turn yourself into the harmonium. You are very, very confident, but not certain that your ring of mind shielding can protect you from this.
Oh, Nath has that.
The one that you're not wearing, yes.
Right.
Failing that, you could try to dispel the magics on the door. One of the protective spells is such that you simply can't teleport past the door itself.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try and dispel that magic. Let's start with the suggestive one.
Just go. I mean, one dispel magic. If you go at a high enough level and make the spell, we'll go ahead and just open the door. Then it's just a matter of bypassing the lock.
Okay. Let's cast that then.
At what level?
What am I feeling today? Let's see. I've already cast the Seeming. I've got to make sure I'm got my spell slots right here. Let's go with 4th.
4th level? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make your spellcasting check.
This is plus my spellcasting ability or
Yes.
modifier?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Alright, so that turns into a 17.
17. And you feel the various abjuration magics fade away. And you're pretty sure the compulsion spell is gone. It's not going to discharge electricity. And best of all, it's not actually magically locked. Now it's just a matter of bypassing the tumbler.
Yeah, fuck that guy's spell.
Or you could teleport in at this point if you wanted.
It's literally the song she just sang.
So what's next?
I'll let Kelian feel useful. You want to try and open this tumbler up?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and make your dexterity thieves tools. DC is going to be very high on this, so roll well.
I've got a few. I've got belief points and I've got lucky tokens, so.
It's like, I got this, fam. I mean,
Yeah, that's a lucky token.
that's not
one.
gonna. So you're down to 1 lucky now.
Remember that panel in Scott Pilgrim where the dude is like, I can do this, and the narration is like, but he couldn't.
What'd that 9
what-
turn into?
Do I know the DC?
You don't. I'll tell you if you pass or fail.
17.
17. Doesn't do it. The lock is just beyond you.
Okay, well then I want to use another. Oh, can I use a? Can I
Use your last lucky. You won't have any for your daring escape later.
No, my belief points.
Sure.
All right.
I mean, you could use 4 and get the auto success if you want. That's-
Yeah, let's do that.
You won't have those for your daring escape later either.
I got 2 left.
This is very clearly the most intricate, mundane lock that you've ever cracked. And it takes you a good amount of time. In fact, once or twice, Riot has to leave the room to remind servants that they don't want to be disturbed. But eventually you get it. You open the door. And the sense of accomplishment for having defeated this lock is pretty profound. And here's the last
the heavy
difficulty
sigh.
that you all face.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the most fun. There are a lot, like stacks and stacks, of very heavy platinum bars in this room, in this vault, comprising most of this man's on-site assets. Way more than is possible to just carry out. It would take a day's work taking these bars out on carts. All in all, probably about 4,000 platinum worth of bars.
Kelian lets out an audible gasp, which is very unlike him.
This is a very goodly amount of money.
Was your main squeeze telling the truth about nobody ever seeing that man again?
I have a feeling yes, but who knows what that means.
Then we can bleed this man dry, but it's going to take maybe a week to do it. We set up a routine. I cast the seeming, you enter, you go to the vault. It's all open now, so we don't need to mess with that again.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you take a little bit more out with you.
Yeah. That's probably...
But we
Well,
should take as
so-
much as we can right now.
Right now, yes,
If that
with
doesn't
you,
work.
with you on that. Take what we can now, and just hope that word doesn't get around that the actual man has vanished, and we just keep going and we keep working every night until it's all gone.
Right.
And as well, and make sure and tell the servants that I'm not to be disturbed, etc., etc., etc.
Gotcha.
They don't get suspicious of what's going on as well.
Nath and Liberation.
Hello.
Mahogany rolls up on you guys with a basket of fun activities, coloring books and like, crochet needles. You guys, I have the most fun birthday party planned. Or some such. I don't know what he actually does.
Where did all this come from, Mahogany?
Mahogany looks down at his hands. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
let's tag Mahogany with a 5th level Dispel Magic.
5th level Dispel Magic.
Yeah.
And your spell works, but whatever's on him is not a spell.
Uh, 4 key points.
To do what?
Dispel magic.
And you spend the key points, but again, the effect on him is not magical in nature. It's not a spell.
Damn. Why
He's
does
just
she-
he's just in love, guys.
Clearly. Okay, so
Mahogany, what do you do to try to occupy these two gentlemen?
I tell them that we need to go right now and rob a bank.
a bank? Where? There are no banks in Sigil.
Yeah, we have to go break into one of the slave banks in the city of Brass.
Where is
Liberation rolls his
Succubus
eyes.
exactly?
Mahogany shrugs.
Yeah, where's your girlfriend?
I don't know. She seems more interested in Kelian.
Where is Kelian exactly?
Mm.
I cast
This boat's ill.
what is it called? I cast Detect Thoughts on Mahogany. And ask
Okay.
him again where Kelian is exactly.
What are Mahogany's surface thoughts?
Oh yeah, you get everything.
Mostly I get images of the succubus with little hearts floating around it.
And the idea was that and you do get the idea that you get the info that Mahogany was sent here to distract us from getting involved.
Yeah.
In
Most
in their
interesting to
plots.
Nath, you get the fact that Riot and Kelian are robbing someone.
Well, any idea what happened, Nath?
Yes, they're out. And this... Wait, Mahogany, am I right that this entire charade is what she's claiming is a charitable act?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What was the charitable act you and the Succubus performed?
We held hands.
Liberation just buries his face in his hands. Well, Nath, welcome to the team.
I thought you cared about slave banks liberation.
The fuck are slave banks, Mahogany? Like, explain this concept to me.
Where someone keeps all their
It's a place
slaves.
where you can deposit and withdraw your slaves.
What?
What if you have direct deposit? Like,
Obviously, if you had slaves, just keeping them in your house, you wouldn't be earning any interest.
wait, that just raises further questions.
I like to imagine that this is exactly what Mahogany is saying. Like, all of this dumb bullshit. Liberation is just lost. He is.
So what do Nath and Liberation do with this information? That Kelian and Riot are robbing some poor guy blind.
Well, Liberation does know that this guy is on that list that Darkwood gave him.
Right.
So Liberation is of the opinion that whatever comes to this guy, he deserves.
Okay.
And Liberation explains this to Nath.
So you didn't, turn him into the authorities in Sigil for illegally trying to enslave someone. It never crossed your mind that these people committed high crimes against your own city's laws.
Well, here's the thing. A Harmonium doesn't do shit. Like, I could swear these complaints until I'm blue in the face, but no, there would have to be an investigation and due process and all that kind of dumb shit.
Did they at least put someone on it as why am I asking you this? This city.
Yeah. Great, isn't it?
I mean, to be fair, I'm not normally in favor of summary execution. I'd rather just dump this creature out to a portal to the abyss, but I don't have one handy.
Yeah, we got rid of that Nath.
I'd prefer you didn't dump me into the abyss.
Liberation pats Mahogany on the shoulder and says, "Don't worry, that's not
So
happening."
what? All right, Liberation. This was your idea. I followed you disregarded my perfectly valid advice. I have no problem with that. But how are you going to solve this?
Uh-oh.
Seems like it's pretty well solved. I mean, this guy's a scumbag. He would have been put to death anyway. So, I mean...
And really, isn't the most important thing that we all just leave and go somewhere far away? He's got a -2 to deception.
You're playing it beautifully.
I mean, they know you're charmed. You're not even allowed to make the check.
No,
Well, right now I'm just disgusted with everything. What do you want to do about the succubus that you have running around your city?
Go have a drink.
That's apparent. That claims to be beholden to you.
I know she's not.
I'm picturing that scene in Full Metal Jacket where the big guy gets dressed down by Arlie Ermy, makes everybody else exercise, then makes the big guy eat his own donut. You paid for it, you eat it.
You eat it, exactly.
All right. And at the very least, I would like whatever information you have on the remainder of the slavers. I will see what contacts I can use to maybe get some goddamn Harmonium in the city to actually do their fucking jobs.
I tried, but you're welcome to try and pull your own strings. And Liberation passes over the information.
Okay. And it's essentially just a list of names of people that were caught up in this slaving ring that... Do you tell Nath where the names came from? By what channel these names were collected?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are people who have already escaped Sigel's justice. No investigation or evidence have been able to touch them. These names were compiled by Duke Darkwood, who, whatever the man's fault, absolutely detests the idea of slavery. So these are already people who have escaped the system of justice and were handed off to Liberation and his people to deal with however they see fit.
And we are dealing with it with some panache.
With some panache. Nath and Liberation, do either of you do anything to stop Riot and Kelian from robbing this vault?
Not especially, no.
Honestly, the entire situation is so fucked up that Nath at this point doesn't know exactly what to do.
Okay.
Welcome to the snafu that is this party.
Mahogany. 24 hours after your very tantalizing conversation with
Izena.
I'm thinking Inessa, but that's not right. The charm slips away. You feel a moment of just very strong headiness for a moment, and then you're still aware of everything you did and said over the past day, but the compulsion is no longer there.
Well,
All I needed was some coffee and Mahogany.
Have these names, has Dwath already tried to do anything about these names? I'm asking Liberation.
I don't think they've shared the information with Dwath.
Okay, I'll do a sending to one of his lieutenants with the information.
Okay. Getting in contact with some of Dwath's lieutenants, you're told that he has established a small foothold on Arcadia, and that he's currently working with a very kind of disenchanted faction of the Mercy Killers, putting together an alliance of like a splinter of the Harmonium and a splinter of the Mercy Killers, trying to consolidate some of their strength off plane.
Excellent. And I'll ask if they have any orders for me to bring any of these criminals in, or if they can take care of it.
The basic theory of Dwath and his people is that if these people have escaped justice in Sigil, I mean, if you mention you got the names from Liberation in them, their opinion is clearly there's corruption happening at some level that these people were able to escape justice. The alternate explanation is that technically none of them have committed a crime yet because slaves didn't actually change hands. But none of them have any problem with doing whatever needs to be done to make sure that these people don't commit these kinds of transactions in the future. At no point do they recommend that you lure one of them out with a succubus and then send an anarchist and his robber friend in to take all of their gold.
well, that just shows an absence of thinking.
No, they're Harmonium, not ciphers. They give you the name of their Mercy Killer contact in case you want to seek her out for yourself. She detests Sigil, and only recently came back very briefly on some personal business, and then immediately left again. Her name is Iona Whitespear.
Iona, that's right.
Ask her what she's doing later. She sounds perfect for you.
All right.
Yeah, I was looking at the NPC list, was putting together some plot points for Nath, and I'm like, I've already rolled up Nath in this campaign. Like, we already had a Nath. But right now she's doing a lot of work acting as a liaison between certain people inside of the prison and Dwath's group having a foothold in Arcadia. Given what everything that just went down in the bazaar, they're thinking it's too hot to return to Sigil just yet.
Okay.
Riot and Kelian.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Next time you see Izena, she comes back and she's delighted to see that the plan went off without a hitch. And Kelian, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw. You may make this roll at advantage if you're wearing your amulet.
Oh yeah, no. That's definitely going on. Wisdom saving throw.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Should have carried more gold.
I mean,
Burn one more lucky token. Just
okay.
just a chance.
This is it though, right?
18.
Oh, okay.
That was so close to the one.
It was.
Did they not understand who was rolling those?
The good news is you're not charmed.
Hmm.
But she is hanging all over you. She's very clearly into this whole celestial blood thing. She keeps referencing celestial blood and just the sweetness of the upper planes and how it's so often denied to her kind. And she finds it intoxicating, and she's hanging off your every word. And Riot, does this annoy you at all?
Yeah.
And Kelian is having none of it whatsoever.
None?
Right? Actually, can we... Rickard, how do you feel about retconning one slight thing?
What?
The reason Kelian got advantage on that charm save is because Riot, as soon as Emma rolled up, started whistling the counter charm song.
Yeah, you can throw up your counter charm. As far as I know, Riot doesn't know Kelian has this protection.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
he made a sleight of hand roll, and she wasn't there to see him put it on anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
So,
that's
yeah, you
Riot's
can-
just whistling the song.
Okay.
And Kelian's having none of it.
None of it. You're
Yeah.
over it.
And every now and then just peppering her with, I know what you are, I know what you're trying to do.
And Riot interjects with, but you're going to sleep with her anyway, right?
Kelian just sort of gives her a side glance. Maybe. I haven't decided.
No, but that's what you told me. The words came out of your mouth.
Izena seems to really like this idea. She says that you needn't worry about her fiendish wiles. For one, they don't particularly work very well on celestial creatures. And for another, the act of charity that she committed, and she uses the word committed, broke her of any bondage that she was in. Liberation is no longer her master. And when she's not acting in servitude of such a master, her various magical abilities are very heavily dampened. She says you have nothing to fear from her.
Mm-hmm.
So does Kelian eventually relent, or does he stand firm on his decision? Or to put it another way, what level of risk are you willing on a scale of 1 to 10?
What level of firm?
Oh, God.
Haha, double entendre.
Well, it's always a 10. Yeah, Kelian will relent, actually.
Okay.
As I think about this some more. Now that the charm hasn't worked, it's actually probably the best time for that to happen.
Okay. So
Thinking about it that way.
where does he take her?
He takes her to the Bowl of Anaheim. Or whatever. What is it? The Bowl of
That's
whatever it
Anaheim.
is? The restaurant.
Okay.
The restaurant that his kip was turned into.
Right.
And takes her to his table, and then after a little bit of a meal that they don't even finish, they go into the restroom and do it right then and there. Purposefully being as obnoxious as possible. And
Kelian.
that everyone knows and understands what's going on there.
Roll a charisma performance check. And then immediately roll a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Performance is 24.
Okay.
And a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna suck. Oh, hey,
It almost
17.
did.
Yeah.
Take 13 psychic damage
Okay.
and reduce your hit point maximum by 13.
Okay.
As she kisses you deeply, and it is the most mesmerizing, intoxicating kiss Kelian's ever had. So, final question. Do you put the kibosh on it then and there, or do you finish going through with it? As she continues to lay kiss after kiss all over Kelian's face and chest.
We've done the deed, right?
No,
No,
not yet.
She's just
Oh,
kissed.
She's just started the
then-
foreplay.
Then all the way.
All the way?
All the way, yeah. If I imagine
Kelian.
Kelian's death is something like this.
Reduce your hit point maximum to 1,
All right.
and Kelian blacks out. Riot, you are, I'm assuming, very annoyed. Because you and
I'm still
Kelian had
sitting
this
on a
plan.
With the bowl of Anaheim. Munching
Yeah.
on some alright food.
You have, well, not only that, but eventually you go into the bathroom to see what's happening, and nothing's happening. There's nobody in there. Kelian has just abandoned you. Now you've got to move 4,000 platinum bars. Or, I'm sorry, 4,000 platinum worth of bars out of this house without his help.
Great.
I want everybody to... We're going to go ahead and take our break now, I think.
Yeah.
So when we come back, I want to know what everybody's doing over the course of the next 2 or 3 days. And we'll just kind of fast forward it. With this caveat, nobody hears anything from Kelian during that time.
I think. Okay, yeah.
Let me go ahead. Oh, Elizabeth's already on screen. That's very helpful. There we go.
I hope it wasn't on screen the whole time.
No, it's just she's still there from last week.
Ah.
All right, so we will it's 4:35. We'll reconvene at 4:50 thereabouts. Everybody will get your snaglins, bagels, coffee, whatever you need, and I'll see everybody in 15 minutes.